I think what happened in Thailand is basically the same. People on the left, we build our politics based upon hope. But people on the right, the authoritarianism, the authoritarian regime, they build their politics based on fear. And it's basically the same everywhere in the world. In our case, in the 1990s, our democracy was vibrant. We were an example of countries in Southeast Asia that how democracy could bring about human rights and the economic prosperity. However, the seeds of democracy and liberal orders has not been planted very deeply since the 1990s, and people take democracy for granted. So when the establishment feel the threat, economic threat from the growing middle class, they started the campaign to take the power back via military intervention, via military coup d'etat. And that's what happened in 2006. In Thailand, at the moment, we're still living in the shadow of the 2006 coup d'etat. Over the last 12 years, we have 2 coup d'etats. And hundreds of people have died. Thousands of people have wounded during the fight to bring democracy back in Thailand in the last 12 years. So what happened? They polarize us. They divide the people. They create the politics of fear in our country. And that being, for example, that politicians are not to be trustful because they are all in money politics, in some kind of this. Not only this, but they also been telling the middle class that the rise of the new middle class, the people in the rural areas, will threaten their social benefits. Giving the welfare benefit to these people, we put a big constraint on government budget. So these are some of the things that they would make us believe that the politics is better to be in the hand of the few. And because of this, actually, I would like to resonate a little bit of what you said earlier. In Thailand, during the conflict of the last 12 years, we hate each other so much to the point that killing people with different opinions is legitimate. So some of the 100 people I've talked about that were killed during the protest, of course, were done by the military themselves. But some of them been killed by the people against the people. So for us, it is too much, the hate that has been accumulated in our society. And that's why we set up this party, to tell the people that the enemy of the people is the authoritarian regime, is the military, not the people against the people. That's the message that we want to deliver to the whole of our country. Okay, start domestically first. We need to build a new movement that based on hope and based on the belief that a better future for the people is possible if the power truly belongs to the people. And that's what we are doing right now in our campaign. We want to make the people again have the confidence in their own power. But however, having said that, it's not easy in Thailand, where you could be thrown into jail if you criticize the government, or you can be charged if you criticize them. So it's not an easy atmosphere to operate in. Internationally, what I believe, let me take you back 20 years when I grew up. I'm 40 this year, and 20 years ago when I was in the university, we talk about the end of history, that time. And then someone came up with this phrase and the movement, another world is possible, and I was tremble. It kind of gave the sense of hope to me. who were 20 at the time. Another world is possible. Not this world, but another world is possible. This is the message of hope. When I look at the politics of the left today, I don't see such a narrative. I don't see the hope in there, the message of hope in this movement, be it in the West or be it in Asia. I don't see this. So how can we make our values, democracy, power belongs to the people, how can we make this thing sexy again, attractive again? That's, I think, the question, that's the challenge that we have to do together. But at least for the people of my generation, that's one thing I know. Whatever we do today, it has to be international. We cannot allow the notion that, the timid notion that one ethic or another, one ethic is more superior than another prevails. We cannot live in that notion. It has to be international. And by saying that, I think we come back to the issue-based politics. We cannot talk about environment without talking about capitalism, right? And capitalism is a global phenomenon, it's a global system. How can you talk about environment in your nation state? Only nation state apparatus cannot solve many of the world problems today, right? Take, for example, jobs. Take this, for example, this smartphone. Where this should be built? Should it be built in Montreal? Should it be built in Mexico? Should it be built in India? Or should it be built in Thailand? This is the matter of globalization, and that cannot be answered within the framework of nation state. So whatever the solution, whatever we come up with, we have to stick in the value of the century, of this century, and that being internationalism.